Kream, get out of my chair. Get out of the chair. You're always in the chair, Kream. You're always in my chair. I gotta make a video. Move. Move your fat self, you bigot cat. No, I'm gonna sit on you. Oh my god, Kream, you're taking up the entire chair. No, Kream, don't go that way, you silly cat. Go, get out of the chair. Ah, thank you. Hi, welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime. I just had to have a little bit of a fight with my co-host, Kream the cat. He wanted to be in the chair today, and he did not want to get out of the chair. Silly Kream. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to transform Transformers Studio Series Q from Dark of the Moon, aka Wheeljack from Dark of the Moon, from their robot mode into their vehicle mode. And we'll do it step by step, verbally, in an audio description style, a verbal technical document, if you will. So this is all to raise awareness for the blind and the visually impaired, and also to assist the blind, visually impaired, and anyone who has lost their instruction manual who may need some assistance in transforming Q from robot mode to vehicle mode. So without further ado, let's get into this transformation post-haste. All right, so for Q, he's a pretty little, fun little transformer. I like to start with his feet, because his feet can be a bit of a pain to transform. This Transformer is one of those that's just, he's a lot of fun to transform. There's just some parts of him that are a little annoying. And that's right here, his feet. So what we're going to do here is we've got to rotate this foot around. He's got very similar to Trax style legs. So Trax had the legs that split. His do similar sort of things. So we're going to pop that joint and split the leg and rotate it towards the other leg. And this is going to allow us to, actually, should we rotate it the other way? Can we? No, we can't rotate it the other way. So this is going to allow us to have a little space there, a little pocket that is revealed when we rotate that leg. And we're going to fold his heel and his foot into that pocket. So first the front of his foot goes into the pocket, and then we fold the heel down into the pocket. Okay? Now that we've done that, we're going to continue spinning this leg so that the upper leg is now on top of the lower leg. And this little bit that was folded, the little car trunk that was folded up for the back of the knee is going to fold down and make a nice back of the bumper. That's a really well done piece of transformation. And I like the pipes there. We're going to talk about that in tomorrow's video. So let's get these back things out of his way. His little back wings. Almost said bat wings. And it's like, he's not Batman. He's Wheeljack. Okay. Next step is we're going to come over here to this other one, and we're going to follow the same steps. We're going to rotate that foot towards the other leg, the lower foot. Now, it's a little bit of a stiff joint, so you're going to have to work at it, but the part that has the foot on it will fold towards the other leg, and that's going to allow us that pocket where we can slide in the toes, and then we can fold the heel up into that little pocket, and then we rotate that pocket continuously on down, and that's going to create the back of the car. Really, really nice. I like how that all comes together. I really do. This is a really fun transformation. So next step is we're just going to connect these guys together. There we go. They're connected. Yay! All right. Now we're going to come over here to his core area, and we're going to mess with that. Okay. So first step is we've got to don't think we mess with those guys much. No. All right. So let's come over here to the front and let's pull on his backpack. So we folded the two little wings out. Now there's this little bit of the front of his the car, the very tippy front of the car is this little backpack thing that's got. So grab that with your thumb and forefinger, and you're just going to pull that upwards, and that is going to completely hide his head. Now you can, because his head is symmetrical, so we're going to do it. I like doing it because I always think it's weird if they don't do it. I spin the head 180 degrees to hide the faceplate because, optics are fragile. You got to be careful with them, right? So I like to make sure my Transformers optics are protected by spinning their heads so their eyes are protected. Okay, now that you've spun the head, you'll find that there is a windshield folded up underneath this backpack, and we're going to unfold that windshield around before locking anything down. And that is going to give us kind of the front of the vehicle, but we're not quite done yet because now we have to come over here to these little hands. These arms are going to do a very unique little thing. They're going to become kind of the middle of the car, but not the middle of the car as you would think. It's going to be like the middle top of the car. It's odd, but it works. It's pretty cool. So we're going to just wiggle these arms around and let's see if we can get them into the right shape. These arms are always a struggle. They don't like doing the thing they're supposed to do. I'm just being honest with you on that one. They do not like doing the thing that they're supposed to do. And that is kind of a shame, man. But there we go. So what you want to do with these arms is grab the this car part that is his forearm. Now grab it at the elbow and pull it. Okay, and that's going to actually rotate it around where the hand is going to rest on his bicep. So you're going to kind of do something where his hand rests on his bicep or close to his deltoid, and that's going to allow this car part that makes up his forearm to slide between the back of the vehicle and the front windshield. Okay, we're going to follow the same step over here with the other side. We're going to rotate this arm around, and then we're going to break that little connection. We're just going to fold that arm out and put that hand resting on his deltoid, and the car part that makes up his forearm is just going to kind of hang out over there. Okay, we got to make sure that it goes under the windshield, because if those fingers don't go under the windshield, nothing gets transformed right. So we just got to make sure we slide the fingertips underneath the windshield. Okay, and that one's slid underneath the windshield a little bit. Let's slide this guy under the windshield before we continue. Okay, come on, get under the windshield. There you go. Yeah, now they're both under the windshield. They're both a little wiggly, but we can get them to squeeze together. There it goes. Yeah, they're squeezing together now. And we can connect them. There's some connectors between the two, and they should connect. It's a little bit of a squeezability right here. Just a bit of a squeezability. But once you get these guys locked in, so to speak, you got it. You're good. You're golden. We just got to play with it just a minute. You know what will help us play with this a bit more? If we get these stupid wings out of the way. So let's try one more time to line these two guys up, and maybe if we line them up properly, and it does take a little effort to line them up, but once you line them up, they do come together quite nicely. It does look nice when they line up. Come on, line up. But they're a little wiggly, and there's nothing really holding them in place, and I don't like it whenever that happens, but it does work out pretty good because it's just one little step right there. And now that we've got them kind of together, because the point here is we're getting everything kind of together so that we can finish it up with these wheels. Now that we've got the arms connected together, they're going to make the top of the vehicle between the front windshield and the back windshield. And now his back wings are going to make up the sides of the car. So we're going to rotate the back wings around and until we can get that car shape going correctly. We got to kind of feel around and try and get the car shape right. It's going to require us wiggling these guys around until we can, and the best way to do it I found is to line up the front bumper. If you can line the front bumper up with these guys, then everything else is going to come together quite nicely. That front bumper is just a bit of a pain to line up, but once you line up that front bumper, we're just trying to get this other wing to line up on the front bumper. It doesn't want to. There it goes. All right, there we go. Lined up on the front bumper on both sides. Line work is good. That one fell just a bit, but it's okay, because now we're going to come down here and we're going to kind of squeeze them together. Squeeze those arms at the top together. Make sure that they are connected. There it goes. A little bit of a clip connection there. And squeeze on the sides. Make sure all the little ports have connected to where all they should. And you're going to make yourself a nice little solid coupe car. Look at that. It's got 4 doors, but the back doors are smaller. And it's a nice little car. It's a nice little car. I like it. I really like this little car, and I like the transformation to get to it. As transformations go, this one is very, it's complicated, but it's easy to do. I find myself transforming him because he's just a fun transformer. It's fun to get him into the shape of this car and to get him into the shape of the robot mode. And that's something I enjoy about transformations, and I like to point it out when I come across a transformer that is fun to transform, and that is Q from Studio Series Dark of the Moon. So I'm going to rate Q's transformation as an S. This has got all that you want from a transformation. It comes together nicely. There are connection points everywhere to make sure he stays together. The only negative is the fact that those arms don't seem to want to connect together too well. But once you get them in the right shape, it all comes together. It all comes together nicely in a nice package, and this is well engineered. 2 thumbs up to you, engineers, for this amazing product. This is a good transformer, and I highly recommend this transformation to anyone out there who is wanting to listen. So, thank you all so much for listening to me today as I blathered on about how to transform Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Q, aka Wheeljack. Until next prime, bye bye for now.